sprawling set of initiatives intended to put Honda on the global EV map. Honda's goal is to have all of its models electric or fuel cell by 2040, producing more than 2 million EVs a year by 2030. Wall Street today, a day of mixed trading. Dow was off 229, NASDAQ gained 55. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, Peanuts! Welcome to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, a Wednesday night show that features the sports opinions of the fans sitting up in peanut heaven. This show airs Wednesday nights here on Beaver County Radio, and it is brought to you by TEK Roofing Specialist in Elwood City. The phone lines are open at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Now, let's introduce your hosts for the show, Scott Kincaid and Bryan Pasquale.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show, brought to you by TAMKO Building Supplies, TEK Roofing Specialist, here at WMBA, WBVP 99.3. Missed you guys. It's been a great week. I don't even know where to begin. It's been so exciting. It's unusual.
Great week for baseball, right?
Yeah. I didn't care for last night as much. But, I mean, we were in the game.
Lots of highs, lots of lows.
One little mistake, we were talking.
I think there was 8 mistakes.
But at the end, it was one little pitch. So, we got a long show today. Came on a little earlier. We're normally on from 6 to 7. Tonight we're on, obviously, at 5, and we're going to run up into the pregame show for the Pirates. So we want to talk a little Pirates, and then we're going to delve into some other stuff. A lot of things have been happening outside of winning. Probably changing the attitude inside the dugout, too, I would think, as far as that, or in the ball club, all in the clubhouse, as far as signing
Bryan Reynolds.
Bryan Reynolds.
Absolutely. 8 years, $106.75 million. What's that about? A little over 13 a year?
Well, it's structured weird. I think he gets
right.
six this year, and then it goes up and up and
right.
up.
It starts this year.
Right.
And it runs through, I believe, 2030 with, I think, a 9th year option, 2031. That seems like forever from now.
Largest in Pirates history.
Yes, there was only 4 franchises that didn't have a $100 million contract, and it was, I believe, the Athletics, the White Sox, the Pirates, and the Kansas City Royals. But now we're off the list, so it's down to 3.
Well, Kansas City, though, how do you explain their World Series then?
Good management,
I guess. I think that's the model. I don't know. The Oakland A's, too, they've been the model of how do you turn a dime into a dollar. But we also did some other things. We also went to extend our head coach, which is another great sign for the clubhouse. They didn't say how much.
Yeah, I don't know what the details are on that.
They didn't really. They just said 2 years.
2 years extension. Okay.
And the details, I'm sure, will be revealed later. Maybe they didn't want to overshadow, I don't know, what they were fixing to do with Bryan Reynolds. So now, do we just sit back and relax and watch the winnings come in? Or are we just kind of like, the culture is changing at PNC Park, and I feel like this is the beginning of it.
Well, according to Bob Nutting, after the signing of Reynolds, he says they are just getting started. So do we buy that, or do we think that that's just PR?
Probably a little both.
Right. Okay.
Probably a little both. I buy it because I'm a big fan.
You're hoping he's not lying to you.
Correct.
Gotcha.
I've already invested solid years of being a fan here now, and I had a couple playing games and a sweep by the Cardinals to pay for, or to show for it.
Well, 2015 is a long time ago when the Cubs smashed us the Jake Arrieta day. But I don't know, 24 games in, they're 16-8 on top of the National League. I think they're tied with the Braves for the best record, and they're on top of the Central, head of the Brewers, the Cubs. The Cardinals have a bad start. I don't know what's up with them, but
How long do we have Kutch for? Do you know?
this year,
Yeah, it's just this year.
yeah, this year,
He keeps playing this way. Are we going to have to hand him some money?
no.
I would think.
I
You think he'll just stick around as long? Well,
What is
you
he,
know,
$5 million
$5
for the year?
Yeah,
$5 million
$5
for this year. Yeah.
And then I think if he wants to go somewhere to a contender come time and we're not a contender, I think that we may trade him, but I think he'd want to have to be traded. And even if they do that, I think he'll be back next year, and I think that'll be his final hurrah. So maybe another $5 million next year.
It's like telling Phil Mickelson it's his last tournament. The guy's still hitting 300. He's still hitting bombs.
Right.
As long as he's doing that, they're going to keep him in. Unless he's hurting. He doesn't look like he's hurting. He doesn't look like he's overweight. He doesn't look like he's struggling running around the bases. He's still stealing. He's not Albert Pujols or Babe Ruth, who's like, oh, my time is up. He is maybe more of a long-term. How long did Ricky Henderson play? Forever. Way longer than
Yeah, some people they don't at 36 they don't hit that, I guess, athletic cliff per se.
I could see in a couple of years, I could see him maybe reaching that cliff, but right now he looks like
He's batting almost 300,
guys
hitting home runs.
Guys getting their first cup of coffee wish that they had his numbers to start out this year.
Well, it's funny, we traded him to San Francisco to get Bryan Reynolds. And now they're on the same team, and Reynolds gets the big deal. And I guess one of the holdups was Reynolds, he wanted a no opt-out part in the deal. He didn't get that. But every year
There's 6 teams
he could, yes.
that they cannot trade him to if he doesn't want. You can't send me down to Miami. I don't want to go.
Right. He has
If
6
that's
teams
who it
every
is.
year that he can say, no, I do not want to play there. So he has a little bit of control if he gets traded. But yeah, it's good to see that they're spending some money.
Think his production will be improved, or is it now he's like, I'm here for 8 years.
I hope he's
It's a
more
long
motivated.
season. Yeah, he'll adopt that. Maybe. I hope not, because you see that happen. Yeah, I've seen it happen before in sports, where the guy gets the big contract, and then, you kind of see, he's not performing as well, but probably because he's out spending millions of dollars they didn't have before,
Right.
and it just takes him a little while to get adjusted to that kind of money, and hopefully we don't see that slump. The rest of the team's picking up the slack when he doesn't hit. Even when he's 1 for 4 or whatever, and it's not as huge of a contribution. And Brian Hayes stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, had a double.
Connor Joe is my man.
Oh, he got robbed of
love
that
him.
double in the bottom of the second yesterday. Hit one into left field. Whoever the left fielder is, I can't remember what his name was, but he made a beautiful dive, saved a couple runs, which turns out that could have been the difference in the game last night.
The mullet is great. And his name's Joe. So
Right.
Who other famous Joe do you know has a mullet?
My brother, but he doesn't have a mullet.
Oh, Joe Dirt, Joe Dirt, Joe Dirt.
Oh, Joe Dirt. I never saw that movie. I know what you're talking about, but I never saw it.
Oh, it's one of the
I heard
best.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Did you see
Corny.
Hedges though last night? Catchers take a beating, and in the first inning, with his left hand, the batter swings and he gets his hand hit by the bat. Catcher interference. But in addition to that, the ball hit his right hand. Right, so he busted up his right hand. Then in the bottom of the second, he goes to swing a little bit on a pitch, and he gets hit in the hand again. I mean, I talk about some bad luck. But he hung in there. He caught the game and stayed in there. I thought maybe he broke a hand or something, broke a finger.
Catchers are a different breed. That's a shout out to you, Joel. They're just a different breed. They're conditioned for that. Somebody gets if it it's similar to hockey. You get a normal forward gets slapped with the puck in a weird way in a weird spot. It probably different than the goalie.
I was watching a game.
Goalie's used to getting that bruise.
I was watching a game the other night, and maybe it was just a highlight of a game, and I can't even remember what team it was, but the pitch was going right at the catcher's or the umpire's private area, and the catcher stuck his hand out because he was lined up away from there, and he grabbed it, and the umpire tapped him and said, "Thank you for catching that." So catchers, umpires behind the plate, God bless you guys. I mean,
Yeah, I'd have to have the strongest protection down there if I had that jaw.
Everywhere, your shins, your everywhere, your
Everything.
chest, everything.
Right.
Absolutely.
I look like a medieval knight in armor back there. I could be able to see the strikes and balls.
But
So,
Oviedo, he had another
machines will take
nice
that
night
over, I
out.
think.
Couldn't get out of the 6th inning, but pitched well until the 6th. And then your boy Zawinski, did you see that catch? Saved a 3-run homer.
Oh yeah.
Caught one like Willie Mays Hayes in Major League.
Yes. little twist behind the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Other-
I really like everything I've seen from the Pirates right now. The bullpen's really looking great.
Yeah.
They didn't do so great last night. but
Holderman
it
not
is
so much last night, but hey,
The Dodgers.
it happens.
I don't know if in my mind, I'm thinking, even while it was going on, why didn't they put Bednar in that particular situation with those batters in that lineup? Why not go ahead and throw your best at them, and then you bring in another guy to bring up a different part of the lineup instead of the way it went down? But I don't think they could have hit Bednar.
Well,
Just don't think they could.
hindsight's 2020. I guess we could play Monday morning quarterback, I guess, on that one, but it is what it is. It was exciting. I was out last night. I was actually at a bar. I had darts again last night, so there was 9 of us playing darts. There was about 15 to 20 people in the bar, and the game was on. Sports bar. They have about five TVs, and the atmosphere in the bar when, let's say, Bay beat out an infield single or McCutcheon hit the home run, it was electric in there. I haven't seen that, once again, back to about 2015. So I think just the general fan or the fair weather fan is excited.
Oh yeah, it's reflective across the board too. Like even the mainstream media, which I guess maybe that's what we are.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No. Okay. I don't know what the difference is between the mass media, the news that you get in the morning. Normally by this time of year, they're just telling you to go get a hot dog, enjoy the nice weather, to go down to PNC Park. And now it's, hey, the Pirates are winning, and it's a whole new sports segment on the regular news that you wouldn't get this time of year, because especially if hockey was over, sports is really struggling in the news in the morning, and it's more of a fluff story about get a hot dog, go see the pierogi races.
Yeah, there's
And now it's different.
firework night coming up next Saturday, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But, they're 24 games in, and a quarter of the season, they got about, that would be about game 40. So the next 16 games, I think, is going to say a lot about if they are for real, if they're not. If they can go 8-8 over the next 16, I would be thrilled.
I would be totally thrilled. 3 of the team, the team we're playing now is one of those 3. I don't think we'll do well against Tampa Bay. I don't think we're going to do really great against Toronto. I don't like our odds against Los Angeles. These are all 3 really, what I've seen so far this year, top teams.
Legit contenders.
Yes, I expect to see those guys in the playoffs. And I want to say Toronto and Tampa Bay are in the same division, so there's one of your wild card spots probably.
Well, the way I always look at it is anytime you're a contender in baseball, basically you have to beat up on the bad teams. You got to beat up on the Reds, and you got to beat up on the bad teams. And you just got to go about 500 against the good teams, the good contenders, and then you make the playoffs.
Well, that was the philosophy back in the day. Now, if you see interleague play, it's almost doubled since even, say, go back 6-7 years ago. You didn't have – it was, oh, my God, the Red Sox are playing the Braves in the regular season, and it's not the playoffs. Because it's interleague play, they just kind of, I don't know. We should look that up. I don't know. Do you know how long that's been going on, Matt, interleague play?
Interleague play, I want to say since 1997, I want to say it was.
And then, and that was just a few games. It was just a few games a year when they first started.
Right now,
doing
it's almost like there's one league.
Correct. We've almost played as many American League teams now as we have National League teams. Well, I mean, not quite as much. We played the Chicago White Sox, played the Red Sox.
I was off by a year.
We
It was
played the
1997.
So we've had 9 games.
97?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've had 9 games out of the 24 against the American League. And so now the beat up on the bad teams and the good teams, it's potluck poison because you don't know who you're going to play and who's going to be good. And so you could beat up on all the bad teams, but your schedule the numbers may add up to where you play more good teams than you do bad teams this year because you're not just stuck into your division or your league.
Right. Well, we still haven't played the Cubs or the Brewers.
Correct.
And that's going to be a big
Strange.
test. You've got to at least go 500 against those guys. Like I said, if you can,
because you got to get the division.
Yeah, that's number one goal. I can't believe we're talking about this. Got to get the division. I was thinking like 4th place at the beginning of the year. Now, I know it's super early, but yeah, talking about possibly contending for the division.
Nice.
I think 3rd place would be a great ending point for them. They finished 3rd in the division. I think that would be an improvement from 100 losses. The last 2
You're
years.
such a negative, Nancy.
I am.
Yes. So last week we forgot to tell everybody to call in. We missed a couple callers. We didn't even know. I don't know. We haven't yet to have our first caller. So if somebody wants to call in, number is 724.
843-1888.
Thank you very
and
much.
724-774-1888.
Matt, the producer. He's the best.
I know. He is. These rookies trying to run a radio show. They don't know what's going on. I do know that I'm hungry, and as soon as the show's over, I'm going down to Jus1More Sports Bar. They are having some live entertainment this Saturday from 8 to 11. Jesse James, he's the one-man band. This is what I'm told.
Yeah,
And
I heard he plays everything.
And he takes requests. To me, that's a challenge. To him, it's, no, I don't play that, I'm sure. And then Thursday night, tomorrow night's wing night, 42 different flavors of wings. My personal favorite is the Supreme Grilled Cheese with ham. I actually thought I'm going to see if I can get him to put bacon. I've got this bacon kick right now.
Like ham and bacon, or just
get rid of the ham and put bacon.
Okay.
Bacon is one of the greatest foods, and it's never on the front row. It's never the lead role. Think about it. Whoever just eats bacon.
So you're gonna let me know if it was good?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know if it's good.
Awesome.
So, anyhow, when we get back here, we're gonna talk a little bit about some different sports. Then we'll get back into some more Pirates before the game starts. You've been listening to WNBA, WBVP at 99.3.
Looking for Chrysler rebates and incentives? Check out these deals at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall in Monaca. If you're in need of tires, they have just what you need. Right now, till the end of April, for a limited time, buy 3 tires and get the 4th tire for just $1, available now on a special Chrysler program. That's 4 tires for the price of 3. Open a new Chrysler credit card. Earn a $100 statement credit on your first purchase, plus get 0% for purchases of $499 and up. The Beaver Valley Auto Mall and the Chrysler program want to help you get ready for the warmer weather driving ahead. Get your tires and save on a new Chrysler credit card. All available now at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall, your trusted source for exceptional vehicles at a great price. There are nearly 300 cars, trucks, and SUVs to look at, and most of which have the gas mileage estimates listed, so it's easy to choose which one will save you the most. Tire sale ends this month, so hurry to the Beaver Valley Auto Mall near the mall in Monaca.
Hey, it's the Beaver Valley Community Concert Association, proudly announcing its 2022-2023 remaining season. Show number 4, Chester Gregory, Tribute to Jackie Wilson and Friends, Thursday, April 20th, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. And show number 5, Through the Years with the Kenny Rogers Band, featuring Donnie Gatlin. Wednesday, May 3, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. Concerts held at the Beaver Falls Middle School Auditorium. For more information, contact Peggy McCullough at 724-846-3203. That's 724-846-3203. Please visit our website, www.bvcommunityconcert.org. Use your season subscription or purchase a ticket at the door for adults for $25 or students $5. That's the Beaver Valley Community Concert Association.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the Best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the Best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com.
It's the place that makes your ears happy. The sound of a Beaver County radio broadcast live from the St. Barnabas studios at 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Hey, Peanuts!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, brought to you by TAMKO Building Supplies, TEK Roofing Specialist. I know you guys are ready to get your new roof put on, so I'm offering a springtime special.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 10% off new roofs when you mention the Hey Peanuts Sports Show. So it's 412-969-1167, or you can find me at TEK Roofing Specialist on your Facebook.
I mean, you're already inexpensive, so another 10%, that's great.
Well,
how nice of you.
Well, I'm offering a good product too with the TAMKO Titan XT, and they are actually cheaper because they don't sell them in Home Depot, they don't sell them in Lowe's, they sell them in a building contractor's supply.
Now they have a great warranty, right?
They have the best warranty.
Okay,
that's really what matters,
right?
Right. Because after 2 years, whoever put it on is kind of off the hook, and it's up to what brand you put on there. And most of the time, even these brands you buy at Home Depot, if you're not a Owens Corning certified roofer, there's no warranty at all. They just don't honor it. So anyhow, give us a call again, 412-969-1167. We're going to lead off now with some Pittsburgh Steelers. We don't talk a lot of football yet. We're going to probably get into it a lot because this is Steeler Nation.
Yeah, I think this week leading up to the draft and probably next week we'll get to talk about who they drafted. But today we get to play the game of who are they going to pick? What position are they going to pick? Will they trade up? Will they trade down? Will they stay pat? All kinds of fun.
It's a game to me. You can give me your thoughts, but if you're giving me your thoughts based on what the Steeler organization is putting out there, I don't put any stock in it because they don't want you to know. They don't want anybody to know. That's part of the game, as we say.
Yeah, I would assume every team, every general
we
manager.
Have to just assume that this is what we want you to get, and this is what's available. So this is what you should get, and this is the best out there. And we've analyzed it as fans and as sports people. We've analyzed where we think but each team's holding their cards like they're Kenny Rogers. I'm telling you.
Right.
Until it's time to show them. I mean, some of them, I guess you can guess it seems obvious.
Right, like the Carolina Panthers are going to go quarterback because they have the first pick.
Correct.
You don't need to play a chess game like you have the 17th pick, and you don't want to share your cards, whether you're going to trade up to the 9th pick and maybe try to get a stud offensive tackle, or if you're going to trade down, or what position you want, because you don't want the 16th pick to take your guy.
Right. If you go to their office, and even though there's nothing stopping them from getting Bryce Young, which is what everybody thinks they're going to go for, right?
I would assume.
I would assume. It's a game. We all assume.
Right.
Right. We don't know who they
He could be the next whoever.
Could be. I mean, Jalen Hurts is the highest paid quarterback in NFL right now, right?
Yeah.
Highest paid player. He came from Alabama, and he, like you said, he was on the sidelines. And he got benched in a championship game. And his partner, I can never say his name, Tua Tagovailoa, is...
It was close. That was pretty good, actually.
That's pretty good?
Yeah.
He's not doing bad. He has injury problems. But
Okay.
let's get back to the Steelers here because I assume they want to get somebody to protect their new young quarterback because if he gets hurt, we're in Trubisky land, and I don't think a Steeler fan out there enjoyed that last year.
Did you ever see the movie Blind Side?
Of course.
Right?
The guy that they made it about doesn't like the movie. I just saw that article.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. But, the left tackle for any right-handed quarterback is probably, your second most important position after the quarterback himself? So, ideally, they'd like the best left tackle if they're available at 17 or they could trade up and not give away too much and get them. But is there going to be a good left tackle left at that position? Or do they go defensive line? Or do they go cornerback?
I like corner on defense first.
I'll give a little
think
teaser.
he'll be there, but Joey Porter Jr. would be great. I think he'd fit in well here, but
My problem with Joey Porter Jr.
it's
is,
me dreaming about Kenny Pickett last year, and then we got him. So why can't I dream about Joey Porter Jr.?
well, he's projected as a cornerback, but I don't even know if he is a cornerback in the NFL or if he's a safety. That's my issue.
Well,
We need a
size
outside
You
cornerback.
need somebody with more size. Somebody that can stop a Derrick Henry coming around the edge.
Like a Julius Brent. He's 6'3".
That's tall.
Cornerbacks usually aren't 6'3". I mean, they're usually like 5'9", 5'10". And you're going up against receivers that are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5".
What was his speed?
I don't know his speed.
Well, I mean, great to have the length or the reach for those outside quick passes
Right.
to stop those. But then if you can't do that, and because the other, typically the other guy's faster.
See,
I don't know.
I don't know how much speed comes into play, right? Like, so there's a Randy Moss. He could just blow by anybody. But, like an Antonio Brown, he was just quicker than everybody. He didn't
Not
necessarily.
6'3". Not 6'3".
But he was not 6'3", and a little crazy.
Correct.
But, he was
He
so
had the work
shifty.
ethic. If you could do anything, if you could just draft work ethic for every player, that would be the thing. Because that's the one common thread he has with, say, even the Kobe Bryant's, Michael Jordan's, and Peyton Manning's. They just never, their work ethic was above and beyond, which is how they got to where they were and took their position to the next level.
A lot of people have potential, but it's those people that work and work and work and take their potential and stay away from injuries. Injuries are a huge part.
That's another part of this draft game for me. Like, you don't know who you're going to get. You could get some guy who's 6'3", 220, runs a 440, but
And he's always in the wrong place at the wrong time.
right. But he likes to do TikTok videos and show Glocks and throw furniture out windows and stuff like that. You don't
just
need
named
that.
Like
You don't
5
need-
receivers for the Steelers in the past.
They're not short of drama of Steeler players in the past, for sure. But was it Bell? Bell and what's the name got caught in the car? Then they sent him off the Patriots. He won a Super Bowl.
LeGarrette Blount.
Blunt,
LeGarrette
that's
Blount.
it. I could picture his face. I couldn't remember his name, though. Yeah.
I can picture the blunt.
Jesus.
Funny.
Wow.
Well, I mean, they were both in the same car riding around. And I guess that's another story. Let's stay on the draft.
All right. Yeah. So the Steelers have the 17th pick in the draft. They also, via the trade of Chase Claypool, they have the 32nd pick in the draft from the Chicago Bears. Now, I'm like, there's 32 teams. How's that in the second round? And I was wrapping my head around. I'm like, they should have the 33rd pick if they have the first pick in the second round. But the Miami Dolphins got caught tampering to try to get, I believe, Tom Brady. And their
right.
first round draft pick has gotten stolen from them.
So everybody gets jumped.
So now there's only 31 picks in the first round. So the Steelers have the 32nd pick, which is in round 2. They also have
That
the
doesn't
49th
seem
pick.
fair. That just doesn't seem fair. I feel like if it's 32, if someone gets caught, just move everybody up, and the guy. I mean, because I'm sure whoever gets drafted by the Steelers will be like, "Oh, cool, I'm in the NFL." Because obviously anybody of a common sense would say that. But at the same time, to have that technicality mean that you're a second rounder at 32 instead of a first rounder at 32, that's got to sting a little bit. Don't you
Right.
think?
Plus the financial. I mean, I think only the first round draft picks are what their contract's guaranteed. and then the second round it's not. And I believe you get picked in the second round, you get less rookie money, something like that.
There may be something to that, but even if there's nothing to that, the cloud alone, it's like, literally because of technicality, you should have been picked in the first round, but you went in the second round.
But the good news, though, for them is at least they're going to an established franchise like the Steelers, so they have to be happy. I mean, if it was the Lions at the 32nd pick, you got to be like, oh, geez. Why did I go 31st?
The Lions are getting better.
I was going to say,
true.
I think the Lions are going to be pretty good this year. If you were a young player, you wouldn't be disappointed if you went to the Lions.
So
the Texans scare. I wouldn't want to go there.
Yes, that's true too. But
there's a lot of teams out there that would scare me.
Who do you think, if the Steelers drafted 17, who do you think they're taking? Or at least what position do you think they're going to take?
Oh, what are you talking about? In the 32nd pick?
No. 17th pick. What position do you think they'll go? Do you think they'll go left tackle regardless of who's there just because they need a left tackle? Or do you think they'll go with another position of need? Or do you think they'll just go with the best player at 17, regardless of position, outside of quarterback?
That's tough. I mean,
Tomlin's pulling all the strings, so I believe it's pretty much up to him.
I just don't remember there being such a high demand for this player. So, like this position. And the draft's so deep. I could see them not even going left tackle here on the first pick. I could see them even going corner or somewhere defense if they think there's somebody in left tackle or offensive tackle they can
get like the second or third round. That's going to be a quality starter. He may not be a Pro Bowler. Yeah, I see that. They think,
and then you fish around in free agency. These players hop around. They're not. It's not a high paying job either. Like, who's the highest paid left tackle? How do we figure that out? I don't even know. There's not.
The left tackles make a ton of money.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Yep, because they protect. Your franchise, right?
Well, I thought in comparison to like the quarterback.
Right.
And that's why the quarterback always goes and buys them steaks and cars and whatever when they win the Super Bowl.
You should.
Right.
Now, there's Darren Wright, the right tackle from Tennessee, of all places, your favorite college.
I thought it was Darnell.
Darnell, what did I say?
Darren.
No, I'm sorry. Darnell Wright. Yeah, from Tennessee.
Exciting player.
He's played left tackle, but they're projecting him to be a right tackle. Is that somebody we get? And then, if so, what do we do with Chooks? Because Chooks is on the right. Do you move him to the left and just put right on the right? No pun intended. Or do you try to transfer him to the left?
That's a good question. I think I would probably, to me, I know a lot of players. I've always played left tackle. I can only play left tackle. I can't play right tackle. I'm a left tackle guy. And it's that.
Right.
Well, because you're blinded in the right eye? What's up with that? I don't understand that. You're going this way, you're not even going this way.
That's got to be
because even if you're on the left side, you can end up having to defend to your right. So it makes no sense to me. And you could actually, I think, easily put a new player that played right tackle, especially a quality player, on left tackle and see how that goes. I am not a big man. So
right.
From watching it, I think it'd be a great steal to get anybody from Tennessee. That team they had last year was, to me, national championship. If they were in the Final Four, I think they would have won it. They got their star quarterback got hurt.
They beat Pitt, didn't they, early in the season?
They beat Pitt early.
That was depressing.
They beat everybody. They beat Alabama. They beat a bunch of people.
They
did.
Lost
to South Carolina.
I think they dropped the ball after being like the number one ranked team.
They got hurt. Tim Hurd got hurt in the beginning of the game.
Okay. That makes sense.
And their backup quarterback was good, but I don't think he was prepared. I don't think they were prepared for that at South Carolina. South Carolina caught him off guard. That happens in the SEC. It probably happens in the ACC, but I don't know. I don't think it happens as much.
There is Keon White, the defensive tackle from Georgia Tech, 6'5", 285. That might be a position they go for too. The eventual backup for Hayward, possibly.
I haven't
Do you
watched
think they
them
go there?
I don't know. I haven't watched him play.
Yeah, I
Didn't
once
catch
again,
a
it's
lot.
like
I watched a little bit of the Georgia Tech game. He didn't stand out to me when Pitt played Georgia Tech.
right.
I did watch some of that game last year, but I think I just didn't notice any big defensive effort coming from the line. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yep. And then there's Paris Johnson Jr., the offensive tackle, the best tackle in the draft projected. And is he somebody that the Steelers potentially move up to try to trade maybe their 17th pick, 32nd pick, another pick to get to the 9th?
No,
To
I
get-
don't see that. But then again, it's a game. I'm not in the office down there to know whether or not they're gonna. If you're gonna get if the thing is I'm doing the opposite of whatever you think I'm gonna do, then yes, they're gonna move up and go after that guy.
They moved up and got Troy Polamalu years ago. That worked out well.
So that could totally happen.
They also moved up and got Devin Bush years ago, and that didn't go well.
With all of these mysteries going on, and I think that's what makes the draft so exciting for a lot of people. With all these moves going on, as soon as one or two things that were unpredictable happen, it could snowball. So then I ask you this: it snowballs, and then just hypothetically, a C.J. Stroud is still there. Do the Steelers go after a superstar running back or quarterback that wasn't even close to being there? In the top,
No.
if one of the top 10 projected players is there, do you still stay with we got to get somebody for this position? Or do you say, oh, you know what, let's get this guy because he maybe is worth a trade to get somebody else we want, and there's another.
I think that's where you would trade
Behind doors
down. If
deal.
somebody's making a phone call to you and they're saying, can you move down to 19 because we really want this quarterback, and maybe you get an extra second or third round pick to move down a couple spots, I think that's the move if there's somebody, that we're set on position-wise, or at least we think we're set on position-wise.
Well, if we're supposed to believe Tomlin, the draft is so deep. It's a specialized draft, I think is what his exact words were.
Obviously. I think he said that probably too. Obviously.
Obviously. And so if you believe what he says, they're not going to do anything but pick when their number comes up. And they're not going to move around because there's so many good players in this draft that they'll be fine. And they're already better than they were last year. We were one game away from the playoffs. Things are going in the right direction. That's why I think a surprise pick could happen.
Oh, I got a surprise
If
pick.
there was a really good quarterback still available, I could see them go in that direction. Just because what happens if Kenny Pickett gets hurt? You're going back to Trubisky land, and nobody wants
picks
that.
a first-round quarterback, and then the next year picks a first-round quarterback. I guess unless you're the Browns and got rid of them already.
Yeah.
we know how well that works out for them.
Well, I mean, in today's NFL, your season's over if you're relying on a half-baked backup quarterback who's just going to fill in for a couple of downs that they could for Ben Roethlisberger. But if Kenny Pickett goes down, he could be out for 6, 7, 8 games the rest of the season. And then you're Trubisky for the rest of the year. And then the whole year's kind of a wash because you didn't plan for having another superstar quarterback underneath Kenny Pickett.
Well,
Even Jordan Love, how long has he been behind Aaron Rodgers? Even when Aaron Rodgers wasn't in the league that long when Jordan Love backed up for him, was he? He's been there for a long time. 7 years?
well, my thing is Kenny Pickett has the concussion. What did he have, 2 concussions last season?
Yeah, they had 2.
So, to me, you've got to address that offensive line 100%, whether it's the 17th pick or it's the 32nd or 49th or the 32nd and the 49th. You have to address that. But I'm going to throw a name out there.
Let's say way down the line, there's a Hendon Hooker still available. Say he's way down in the 5th round, which he could be going around the 4th or 5th round. You think you would go for him as a backup like they did Joshua Dobbs a couple years ago?
You want somebody that's going to be maybe your long-term backup.
They have a history
you
of
can see that.
picking.
Right. They don't have any
Tennessee
5th round
backup.
picks this year. I don't know. They don't have 5th round. They don't have 6th round. But my first round surpriser,
Unless they do a bunch of this trading up and down stuff that we were talking about.
they might do that.
You just never know. That's
But-
what makes it exciting to watch. It's really boring to watch, if you ask me. I'm not a big fan of watching the show. I'd rather just see the results. I'll check it every 10 minutes.
All right. Well, jot it down here because I'm picking that the Steelers take Trenton Simpson, the inside linebacker from Clemson, who can also play edge rusher. That's who I think they're going to get. They're going to not get a tackle. They're going to not get a cornerback, and they're going to go with an inside linebacker, Trenton Simpson. Jot it down. Did you write it down? I saw you over there writing it.
I did.
That's kind of my not off the wall, but off the wall pick.
I can't remember last time Pittsburgh had a Clemson player.
Oh, I'm not the biggest college fan, so I never know typically where anybody comes from. But
hey, you guys don't forget to call in. You're listening to 95.7 FM and 99.3 presented by St. Barnabas, along with 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA. We're also streaming live at beavercountyradio.com and on Facebook Live this morning. Well, this evening. And call in 724-843-1888. Let us know what you think about the Hey Peanut Sports Show. We're having fun.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland presents the classic Golden Age musical An American in Paris, April 28th through May 7th. Sponsored by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Tickets start at just $18 at lincolnparkarts.org.
Work, kids, school, parents. Your life is busy. When illness or injury interrupts your busy life, Heritage Valley Convenient Care is here for you. Heritage Valley's 7 convenient care walk-in clinics are open every day with extended hours, easily accessible, and accept all major health insurances. And because convenient care is part of Heritage Valley Health System, your Heritage Valley physician can access information about your visit. To find a convenient care near you, go to heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
Timeout.
Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the PIAA and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Directors Association.
The warm weather is back, and that can only mean one thing. Pirates baseball for a 75th season on Beaver County Radio. Tune in and listen to the Pirates Radio Network broadcast team as they take you through every pitch, hit, and out of the 2023 baseball season. Make sure you set your radio dial to WBVP WNBA 99.3 FM or 95.7 FM for all the action. Pirates baseball is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Keystone Wellness Program, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA.
Beaver County Radio wants to pay tribute to our veterans on Memorial Day that have passed away. We are asking anyone who would like to pay tribute to a veteran that died in the line of duty or any veteran who has passed away to email a picture along with their name, years of service, and what year they passed away to fsparks@beavercountyradio.com. On Memorial Day during live mic and teleforum, we will periodically read the names of those veterans on the air to honor them. Beaver County Radio's Memorial Day tribute to our veterans is being brought to you by Al's Corner, Town Square Restaurant, Slurp and Burp Boba Tea, CJ Rombold Engine Builders, Vintage Torque, Spratt's Funeral Home in Beaver Falls, Firehouse Subs, the Henderson Agency, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Rochester Smokehouse, Alvarez Hahn Funeral Home and Cremation Services, and Beaver County Radio.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WNBA Ambridge.
Hey, Peanuts!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. Brought to you by TAMKO Building Supplies. They have the best shingle, the Titan XT. Stands winds of 160 mile an hour. So they are the shingle in the future. Seems like the weather's getting worse and worse everywhere you go. It's definitely high winds. I'm dealing with it up here, it seems like 2-3 times a year. TEK Roofing, 412-969-1167. Again, we're offering 10% off new roofs when you call us and mention the Hey Peanut Sports Show. And let's go into what I like to call quick picks.
Quick picks, all right.
So, 'cause we don't have a whole lot of time, and I want to get back to the Pittsburgh Pirates before the game starts. But I want to talk a little bit about the NBA because your favorite guy's still in it.
He's in it, and they're winning.
Right. So, quick pick: Lakers or Grizzlies?
It's obviously the Lakers. The Grizzlies just don't have enough inside. They've losing Adams. They absolutely lost any interior rebounding, and with Davis, LeBron, they're just gonna be too much.
That's tonight.
Yeah,
say it's over tonight. Lakers take it home tonight.
No, I think Jus1 Morant's probably got a game in him, and he'll win
it's
them
in
one.
Memphis. So,
yeah, so I think the Lakers will win it. 4-2. 4-2. Yeah,
I think it's Vegas is.
Yeah, unfortunately, LeBron will move on. I know all my friends out there know my dissatisfaction for him.
You guys were so hype on Mitchell. We got them with the Cavaliers playing the Knicks. Knicks are up 3-1. They just don't look like they can handle the Knicks. Now, they're at home, so they did win one at home. So Madison Square Gardens, they just don't have an answer for that atmosphere. That place looks electric. If you get to watch that game, it's like everything you expect it to be, a playoff game in Madison Square Garden with New
on the
York
fifth
Knicks.
floor. That's game levels, fifth floor. I learned that this week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to say the Cavaliers will come back and maybe give them a series, but we're going to go with the Knicks.
Suns beat the Clippers, so Kevin Durant looks like he's trying to put his name in the hat as the GOAT.
Well,
he's arguing, I'm better than LeBron.
Oh, he's much better than LeBron. But Kawhi Leonard played the first 2 games of that series, and then he's sat out again. I don't understand that guy. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Any of my friends know I talk him up as if he's the best player in the NBA, but I don't get it. He just sits out all season long, doesn't play for load management, and then he gets in the playoffs and he's out again. So what was the point of sitting out the whole season if you can't play? So yeah, Kevin Durant moves on. I like him. I like the Suns.
Warriors Kings. Now that's my picks. The Warriors. They look like they were going down. They were down 0.
I know. Sabonis is the man. I used to love watching his dad play.
What's his name? Draymond Green. He had controversial, stepped on somebody's chest.
Yeah,
and hurt
Sabonis.
him. Yeah,
and he got a contusion.
Then he lost the game. Is he coming back tonight?
Yeah, I think Steph Curry. I think
tonight.
Steph Curry and the Warriors move on. I could see them winning the next 2.
This was one of those at home. Seems to be. If you're at home, you win. Someone's got to break.
Yeah, it's not like the bubble where they didn't have any fans.
Right. That's true. Bucks and the Heat. So the Heat, I thought were good. Now,
they're up 3-1. The Heat. The Bucks were the number 1 team in the East.
I know.
But you know what? Number 22, Jimmy Butler.
Giannis.
Not
the MVP, right? He's the reigning MVP.
No, he won it 3 years ago and 4 years ago. They have not announced the MVP, I don't believe.
Last one's the Denver guy.
Yeah.
They usually do that right before the finals.
Right. They usually say it's not Michael Jordan, and then Michael Jordan just goes out and win the whole championship. They're like Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and he's like, nope, I'm just going to go win it. But, yeah, Jimmy Butler to me right now is the best basketball player in the East, and here's why I say so. He doesn't put up all the stats like a Giannis and Embiid or any of the other guys, but he gets stops on the defensive end in the last couple minutes, and he gets to the free throw line in the last couple minutes, and he gets to his spot and makes his shots. Jimmy Butler shut down Giannis in the final couple minutes of the last game, and I think he set a Miami Heat record. You hear that, LeBron? He has the Miami Heat record for most playoff points at 56 last game. Yeah, Jimmy Butler. He's my boy. I'm going to root for him. I don't think they're going to win it all, but I'll root for him.
So we overlooked there's not much to talk about here because it's over with. But the 76ers and the Nets. Now, the Nets lost a bunch of people right at the end of the year, kind of floated in. They still had to win some games to get in.
Yeah, they have some young guys. They're a decent team, but they're not a contender right now.
The 76ers look solid. I don't care for the step-back three that
Joel Embiid shoots. He's like 7'2"
like
and
his.
shoots the step.
I like him shooting the three.
Oh, James Harden.
I don't like the way he plays. I don't know why. I mean, it's interesting to watch, but
you don't like his beard?
No, the beard's fine.
Just the step back three you don't like.
I don't like. I think he walks.
Do you think? I know
think
he walks.
And it's just so fast you can't see it. It's kind of like watching.
It's like Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk.
It's an eye trick, and you can't.
I really want Boston to win the Boston Atlanta series because I want Joel Embiid just to dominate the Celtics. Definitely. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, you don't like the Celtics. Take it.
No, they're fine. I like Joel Embiid.
Oh,
I just hope he stays healthy. He's another player I just think plays the game extremely well. Great defender, great offense. I wish he'd shoot less threes, but that's part of the game now.
I think they're going to move it out, they said. Again.
The three-point line?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Steph Curry I don't know. He shoots it from wherever he wants.
What's going to make the corners more attractive because they're already kind of a little more attractive, right? They're
a little shorter, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you could barely fit. Like, I don't think Shaq's foot even fits between the three-point line and the sideline. The 23s. I don't know who else.
With baseball changing, all the sports are changing. It's all of a sudden okay. Golf, same problem. We talked about this last week at the Patrick Cantlay slow player. It was a couple weeks ago. We were talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're really talking about putting a clock in and timing you. You'll get stroked. When the time you get to your ball, you're going to have a minute and a half to hit the thing, or 2 minutes or whatever it is. They're going to put a clock on you, and if you don't hit it, being official, they're going boop stroke.
Huh? I did not know that.
Because it affects the game.
I'm like a fair weather golf fan. I'd rather play it than watch it.
You played it.
Oh yeah, I played it.
So how much fun do you have when you go and it's crowded and you got to wait 5 minutes on every tee box?
I only play during the week. I won't play on the weekends.
Because of
that reason. I do not want to sit there and watch people shank it off the tee. Well, it's 90 out, and I can't even find a tree to sit under.
I want to say the guy from the PGA, from the actual Golf Association, said due to the results and the impact that the clock has had on Major League Baseball, and it just so happens that we have this problem in our sport, that obviously we're going to consider all the best options to rectify it, which makes me think they're going to put a clock in. He didn't say for sure they're going to put a clock in.
Well, I mean, the NBA did that years ago whenever they moved it used to be 10 seconds to get the ball over half court. They moved it up to 8. Everything they did was to speed up the excitement. It wasn't to slow anything down. And I think a lot of sports do that, except for maybe the NHL in the playoffs where they just let the goons tie up people like Crosby. And I don't get the NHL. And
I don't either. I don't understand. I mean, I know there's fighting is a sport and hockey is a sport. How hockey fighting is part of that sport still is beyond me. I don't know. You get ejected for that kind of nonsense, suspended and ejected in any other sport. If I would say if someone hits you with a pitch, I never really paid attention. But if you get hit by a pitch and you charge the mound, did the guy that gave Nolan Ryan a bloody nose have to sit out a game, or they just said no, you got punished enough?
Well, who? I don't know, Matt. Do you know the hockey player that got 76 stitches the other night and went like right back in the game?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I forget his name, but he was on the Jets.
Yes.
And yeah, he caught a skate to the face.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
Dude, I think but like by his right eye.
Uh-huh.
And he had 76 stitches. As soon as he was done, he was out there playing.
Like you're good to go.
Right.
You might as well play now. The anesthesia hasn't worn off.
Hockey players are definitely a different breed. That's for sure.
Built different.
I'm not that tough. I can tell you that much.
No, I get scared putting them on. There's no brakes.
Ice
Roller skates have brakes.
The old school ones.
I used to do it though. Down in Nashville, they put in a ice rink right down by where I used to live, and I thought, and I was older. I was in my 20s.
Yeah, those guys.
Said, it's hot in the summer. Like, you know what? Just go try out this ice skating thing, and I go rent some skates, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. I wasn't great, but I would go. That was a once a week physical activity for me to go enjoy. Met some girls doing it. A lot of
Nice.
good things about ice skating. It's not all hockey, but
Right. Well, I think the hockey players, they
Once-
start at age 3, and they can pretty much just like
once
run a
you do
marathon
this,
on ice
if
by
you
age
weren't-
5.
If you weren't raised on skates, then all
I
you
don't
do,
think-
and you don't know. If you go out and put on some ice skates now, you'll have some respect for what these hockey players are doing. They have different skates though than the ones you rent.
I don't even know how you'd fight on skates either, though.
That's why they have to hold on. You know,
They
on to
hold
one
each other
jersey.
up. Well,
Right.
Because once they go down, then the fight's over, right? The ref has to intervene at that point. Once they hit the ice,
Yes.
I think the
Yeah.
fight's over.
If they don't before then.
Right. So like the NBA, what they had the Malice at the Palace back in 2004,
Yep.
and that kind of changed all their rules. They didn't let anything go. So now you bump a guy and they have to review it to see if it was an
Malicious.
ejectable. Yeah, right. So since that, they've really cleaned up, I guess, their fighting. So
I love the movie.
what movie?
Goon. Is it Goon?
Yeah, I think I know what we're talking about. Yeah, good.
Isn't that with that William Scott dude again?
Same guy.
He keeps coming up every week.
Is that Stifler?
It is Stifler.
Yes.
Stifler, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Stifler.
Yeah, Sean William Scott. Is that his name?
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only been in a couple bad movies. Most of them are funny. American Pie's a great movie.
So what do we got? We got the Pirates going on
Yes.
here on the station tonight.
Yep. We're
What time's the pregame start, Matt?
6:10 pregame, and first pitch is set for 6:35.
It's a
All
gorgeous.
right.
It's a gorgeous day out there. It's great for baseball. I would say bring your jacket or your
Or
Yeah.
listen to it on the radio.
or
That would
listen
be
to
even
it.
better.
Or
Or
take.
you could do like old school and be both. I mean, there's guys who still do that.
There is, and they keep the scorecards and everything. I admire those guys.
They always bring a blanket. You notice that? They
They're-
just
they're
always
smart.
wear a blanket. Or in the padded seat that has the like fold back little bitty back, but you don't really need that at PNC Park. So most of those guys just have the square foam cushion that you sit on. The old school guys. So, what do you think?
About tonight's game? Is that the question?
No. The 88 wins. Are we on a false high?
You're
We're gonna
going
get
back.
deep.
Once again, I need to see what they do over the next 16 games because that gets you to games 40, right? You're 40 games in,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're basically a quarter of the way through the season. So
You
I'm
just-
going to enjoy
you
it
just-
now.
You just did this square dance move, I remember in 7th grade, where you do-si-doed right around that question.
Did I avoid that
Yes,
question?
Totally did. All right, well, we'll just get down to the basics then. Are we going to win? Are we going to split the series, or not split? Are we going to win the series against the Dodgers? Can we just take one?
We need to win tonight.
We need to win tonight. At least one of these, right?
Now we have what? Contreras on the mound,
Against Gonsolin.
Gonsolin. And we were looking up Gonsolin, and I guess this is his first start of the season. He had some ankle injury. I don't like when that happens to the Pirates. When it's somebody's first something, they just seem to come out and just shut us down out of nowhere. So I'm a little nervous, but our bats have been hot. Pitching's been very solid. I mean, outside of a couple pitches here and there, but got to win tonight. Absolutely have to win tonight. And then
Should have won last night.
is
I think.
Thursday a day game then?
Thursday's a day
Yeah, it should
game,
be
12:35.
for travel. Yeah, okay. And what time's the coverage start here?
12:10. So it'll be
12:10 on Thursday.
And then 12:35. So an afternoon game, and it's going to be Mitch Keller on the mound against Julio Urias.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So where we go after that? Nationals.
Yep. And it's funny.
No, we leave. That's our road trip. We go to the Nationals.
Yeah, we go. The
Okay.
Nationals the first series of that.
And they're
road
last
trip.
place.
Oh, we like those teams. Got to
We
get
do
2 out
like
of 3
those.
versus them.
Right.
Or
Like you
sweep.
just said.
Or another sweep. What did
Yeah,
we
another
got? 3
sweep.
sweeps in April. And one of them was a 4 game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. 3 sweeps.
Yeah, they swept the Rockies, they swept the Red Sox, and they swept the Reds.
And the 4-game series, the Reds at that.
Right. Right.
Right. So they're very impressive this year. I don't know, I just keep pinching myself. Like, is this really happening, or is this a false high? And I think you're correct. We're going to have to find out, especially we're going to see when they play Tampa Bay, how we stand up against elite teams. And Toronto. I actually think Toronto's better than Tampa Bay, and I think Toronto kind of beat them in their series. I know they beat them twice. I think they beat them twice. I mean, Tampa Bay's got 3 losses. I think Toronto's beat them already, and they. I think those two teams, we got them back to back. It's odd that we have them back to back, but after that series, if they totally wipe us down, it can deflate everything that we're enjoying right now, because it just takes 6 games losing for the fans, and then it totally reflects to the player. I think in the ball club, if you get a 6 game, it just deflates everybody.
I think that's why you bring in a player like Andrew McCutcheon or Carlos Santana that are going to shorten those losing streaks, because they're going to talk everybody up and say, hey, this happens. It's a long season. Let's forget about these last 3 games we might have dropped, and let's move on. And then maybe you win 1 or 2 and change that whole, because you got some 23, 25-year-old guys.
Keep the streak alive of not losing more than 1 in a row. So we don't have a losing streak yet. This whole year, we've only lost 1. That's not a streak. You got to have more than 1.
I thought we lost 2 to the Reds in a row.
We did. Yeah, they lost the second. They won opening day in Cincinnati, and then they lost the next 2.
Yeah.
But they have not had back-to-back losses since.
Right.
Okay.
So tonight's the night. They got to get the win. Even if you go 1-3 versus some of these good teams, I mean, that's not the end of the world. But like you said, you don't want to go 0-3, then go into the weekend 0-6, and then,
That being said, looking at the Pirates' schedule in May, after the start with Tampa Bay and Toronto, it actually seems pretty easy after that, because here are the other teams they play in that month: Colorado, Baltimore, Detroit, Arizona, Texas, Seattle, and San Francisco. And I think the only team that made the playoffs out of all of them last year was Seattle, I think. I think Baltimore got just edged out of the playoffs last year. I know Texas didn't make it. Detroit definitely didn't make it. San Francisco definitely didn't make it. I think if you're a Pirates fan, if you go 3-3 against those 2 teams, Toronto and Tampa Bay, I think that's solid.
Right.
I think it's really solid.
Yeah, 500 against the stud teams, or even just below 500, and then, like you said, get into the easier part of the schedule when you're starting to win 2 out of 3.
You're taking on the Rockies again.
And then we get them here, though, because we played them there already.
Yes.
Right. So
which might be a slight disadvantage for some odd reason.
And so when do we play the Cubs and the Brewers first? Until June.
Not till June. And oh man, looking at June, we don't play the Cubs until June 13th.
That's amazing, though. It's that long with your own division.
This is what we were talking about. See your philosophy.
But here's the twisted part: 3 games in Chicago, followed by 3 games in Milwaukee, followed by 3 games back at home against Chicago, and then a reprieve at Miami, home against the Padres, and then 3 more against the Brewers.
Yeah, so if we can go 500 between now and then and stay above 500, then those are the wins that matter, because not only are you getting a win, but you're giving a loss to the people that you're contending with.
But you have to beat.
Right. You're not relying on somebody else to beat them to move up.
It's interesting how they've got it set up for us. Normally it doesn't matter because you're going for 100 losses every year. So it doesn't matter what the schedule is. But now that you look at it from a winner's perspective, it kind of matters who we're going to play down the road to see, how this is going to. It's going to come down to all of a sudden 3 really good teams finally played each other in June.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to decide. That'll decide it all.
Well, I remember in 2015 when the Pirates would go like 8-2, right? And then the Cardinals would go 9-1, and the Cubs would go 8-2, and it was just like, it was brutal. It was just like you couldn't ever gain ground because they kept winning. So we'll have to keep an eye on the Brewers and the Cubs, as well as getting the win tonight.
I think the bullpen's been doing great. They didn't do great last night.
Yeah, Bednar. How many saves does he have this year? Is it like 8? I think he has 8 saves and 2 wins.
Yeah, he has.
Yes. Offhand, man, look at that. I didn't even need to look that one
exactly
up.
Right.
Woo.
It's a long season, Brian.
He's a stud, though. It is a long season. I'm glad we get to talk about it all summer.
I do too. I'm excited about this year. I don't know. I'd like to talk a little more about the bullpen. They don't really get too much. Are we getting close, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm excited. I hope you guys are tuning in to the radio tonight to listen to the Pirates play. Pregame starts at 6:10 right after the show. And you're listening to 95.7 FM and 99.3 FM presented by St. Barnabas, along with 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA. We're also streaming live on beavercountyradio.com and on Facebook Live. Get down to Jus1More Sports Bar. Get you a grilled cheese with bacon. I'm telling you, bacon is the way to go with that. I'm going to try it anyway. I'll give you next week. We're back normal time next week, 6 to 10.
6 to 7.
Or 6 to 7.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us,
more
guys.
time. It really is. Thank you very much. Thanks again, Brian. Thanks again, Matt. You guys have a safe week, and we'll see you next time.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WNBA Ambridge.
It's time to play ball.
Welcome to Pirates